Hey folks, it's Bishopheals from ECF Forums and also Big TV. How you guys doing over there, baby? I gotta tell you. Yes. I've been hit. They've been asking me for a new Tilemahos as far as a coil build, and I got one for you. Yes, you want an advanced one? I'm gonna show you one advanced that I've been using for some time. Literally some time. I just haven't done a video on it yet, but I'm gonna do one now. Yes, we're gonna do it now. So what we're going to be needing, of course, is one badass, clean GG Tilemahos right now. Yep. So I'm going to explain what I'm going to do. What we're going to be needing for this is going to be 28 gauge. Yeah, you only just need 28 gauge wire. That's it. Just 28. Okay. And let me show you what we're going to be using. We're going to be using about a... This is the rod that I'm actually going to be using. Okay, so this rod is about 2.5 to 3 mil, about 2.5 I would say, because it fits flush, totally flush. Okay, so let's get started, baby. Okay, so here we have the Tilemahos. Okay, what you're going to be using, I'm just going to move these pieces that we don't need right now on the side. Okay, and like I said, we're going to be using 28 gauge Canton. Okay, for this example. And we're going to be using the bar, okay? And what we're going to be doing is, instead of wrapping it over, okay, we're going to wrap it under. Yes, underhand. And what we're going to do is we're going to leave a little bit of a nice little length on the side, and we're just going to do 4 wraps. Okay? That's 2, that's 3, and that's 4. Okay, so we're going to do just 4 wraps, okay? Then you take one end. Doesn't matter which one, just one of them. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to tighten this one down. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So we put it on like so. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten up one angle. Okay, just wrap it around like that. And I'm just going to tighten it down just like that. Okay, now once that's done, as for the tail, we'll leave the tail the way it is for now. Okay, and then we'll fix it a little bit later. But like I said, we want 4 wraps. Okay, there's your 4 wraps. Now we're going to make them a little bit more tighty. Okay, and the way we're going to do that, I'm just going to position the rod in the center, is this. We're going to pull back and forth. Okay, now when you pull back and forth, this is what happens. See that? They get tighty. Okay? So what we want is 4. There's the 4. Okay? Now what we're going to do is, on this pole, on the opposite pole, okay, we're going to wrap it around. We'll wrap this on. Let me focus that for you. See that? See that? You see how I'm pushing the Y's against each other? Okay? That's exactly the loop that I'm looking for. Alright? Just like that. So when I bring this down this way, I'm holding it down, and we're not going to tighten this down just yet, because what we're going to do is we're going to take a flat screwdriver and we're going to adjust it. See that? We're going to push those wires a little bit over to that side. Okay, just like that. Okay, now I need to look down on it to push it down a little more, so it may not give you the view, but it's because it's very hard for me to see. Okay, so what I'm doing, okay, so see that? Now we can tighten it from this end, from this angle. Okay, and then once we do that, like so, what we can do is we can start tightening down this screw. Okay, now it's tight. Now what we can do is, now with a pair of pliers, okay, and we can squeeze the end points a little bit together. So it's like that. See that? Okay. Now we're going to continue. Now what we're going to do is overhand, okay? Not under, overhand. Okay, so let me just move the rod a little over. Lift it up, pivot it up. Okay, so as it's pivoting it up, I get an angle. 2, 3, 4. Again, it's just 4 wraps. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide the wires down on the rod. Just slide it down, just like that. See? Just slide them down. Okay? So it would look like something like that. Okay? Now, with a pair of flat screwdrivers, what you do is just very gently, just push them over, like so. Let me focus that. Okay? So all what I'm doing right now is this. Very gently pushing them in. And as I'm doing that, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to yank on this wire just a little bit so I can squeeze the diameter a little bit. See that? I'm just pushing it right up against each other like that. Now when I do that, guess what? I'm almost done. Yes, sir. Now what's remaining to do is, you see the one with the long tail? We're going to wrap this one right around it. Okay? But before we do, what we're going to do is we're going to pinch your thumb holding the wire in place. Then, being that this opposite screw is already tightened, so there is nothing over here as far as it's going to bring it back. So what you're going to do is move the tail a little bit, loosen it just a hair so that you can get the wire right in. So once the wire is in, all you need to do is tighten this down, okay, like so, okay. Now the remaining 2 tails, as you see here, you can slice and dice, okay, so you can cut them. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut them. So pretty much I'm treating it like that is my negative, is what I'm actually trying to do here, okay. So while keeping the other one as like my positive, okay. So this is pretty much how she looks right now, but I still need to adjust the wires just a little bit of a hair. But it's 4 wraps on each side. You see that? Okay. Now this is going to give you a lot more throat hit. It's going to give you a huge amount of flavor, like it's out of this world. I've been using this for quite some time, and I just haven't really shown it to my friends yet, or anybody actually. So you guys are my first people that I'm actually showing this to. And hopefully, you know, you guys are going to enjoy it as well. But before you remove the rod, okay, and where you can get this rod, I'm going to tell you right now, you can get them at Avid Vapor from Cisco. He has them in stock, okay, so you'll be getting like a load of different sets of rods, different sizes. But this is ideal to have. I mean, it works beautifully. So, okay, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to be tightening up. Let me see if I can show you by cam. So all I'm doing is I'm just squeezing them just a little bit together. And of course I can do that when I'm doing the dry burn, but right now let me remove the rod. Okay, going back and forth because it's pretty tight. Now, if you find this to be a little too warm for you, you can always go from 28 gauge to 30 gauge or 32 gauge if you like. But this is how she looks right now. You see that? They look like lightning bolts. I don't know, I have not figured out a name yet for these coils, but I think lightning bolts, or like, you know, I mean, it has that flair, I would say, you know. Okay, so it's kind of like dual coils than what we got going on here. Okay, so now what I want to do is a quick dry burn, and I'm going to be using SX30s. Oh yeah, baby, forget about it. And of course, this is on the brand new version, the 2014 version of the Just GG, fully brass, baby, fully brass. Look at that, which obviously everything is brass in this mod. I mean, forget about it. Oofa. It's beautiful, gorgeous, sexy. But we'll do another video on that later. Okay, but you know, being that you guys were asking me about the coil builds, I promised an advanced coil build. Here's one right now, so I can show you. So now, you see how they light up evenly, nice and even? Okay. So now, right here, what we can do is we can actually use, if you do have ceramic pliers, okay? And what this will do is, you can actually squeeze, okay? You can actually squeeze those wraps together while it's firing and without worrying about popping. They won't pop, okay? They're not going to pop. So, as you can see, I can light up a basement with this. Look at this. Freaking awesome, I tell you. Oofa. So, all what I'm going to do is squeeze them very gently. It's going to be kind of hard to do it by me looking at the cam. See? I squeeze them in very gently as they're firing, and you see? Let me focus that. See that? Okay. So now we got two coils that are glowing at the same time, nice and beautiful. Look at that. Okay? Very beautiful. Now let's check the resistance. Now, like I said, this is 4 wraps each side. So we're at 0.4 ohms, okay? And this is using 28 gauge wire to get to 0.4 ohms, okay? I mean, you guys know, you guys got to be using like, you know, 0.26 to even achieve that, you know, as far as for a single coil. But like I said, this is dual coils, and we got a total of 8 wraps right here, right now, okay? Going down to 0.41, so it's working as duals right now, okay? So now the only thing what we need is cotton, baby. Cotton and juice, man. Cotton and juice. So I'm going to put it back on my Just GG. Oofa. And let's get some cotton and stuff. Okay, so getting my cotton. So how you guys been? How you guys doing over there? You know, it's been a while. You know, as I mentioned, I was in the middle of a move. It was a very bad experience. Unfortunate, but you know, I'm finally at my new place, and as you can see, it's still a little bit bare. I still got things to finish up over here, but I guys also do these vids because I got a lot of stuff to show, so it has been totally exciting, an exciting experience. But let's get this cotton going because I can't wait to vape this, man. Vape this! So we put this in. And all we need to do is just use one strand. That's it. Just one strand to go right over. See that? Just like that. So there's some resistance. Like so. Let me focus that for you. See that? Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut the sides. Like that. And we're going to do another thing. Yeah, this is for extra juicy. You want extra juicy vape? Do what I'm about to do right now. Now, on this pads, what we're going to do is we're going to slit half of it. Like this. Fluffy it up. See that? So we're separating it. Okay? We're doing the same on the other side. Now, of course, this gets easier if you add some juice to the cotton. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea so far. So we're just going to separate it. Okay? So what I'm actually going to be using here is some serial killer, baby. So I'm going to totally soak up the cotton. Soak it up, soak it up. Okay, so. Okay. Now we can finish tailoring the wick. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to take half the wick. That's all it is. So you divide it in half, okay? Fluff it up. Take the bottom part, which is right here, and we're going to stick it inside the actual deck, inside the deck. See that? So I stick some of it in the deck. The remaining portion is out on the channel side. See that? Some of it inside, some of it in there. Now I am not blocking those two holes. Alright, they're on the side channel. I'm not blocking those holes. So now we're going to do the same on this one. I'm going to take this right here, and we're going to push it right in. Okay? And then we take the remaining one, the remaining layer, and we put on the side. See that? Now what we're going to do is we're going to trim it. And the way we're going to trim it is when we position it onto the channel, then you take the scissor, then what you want to do is you want to snip just like that. See what I'm doing? See that? Just snip just like that. And now this is what it looks like. See that? Do the same on the other side. So I'm just going to snip right flush just like that. Paper towel. Okay. And then I'm going and then what I did was I pat it down on the channel. See that? And this one, the same thing. So now from the top, this is what you see. From the top, you see one layer inside. See that? You got right here a little bit inside the deck, as well as on this side right here, you have a little bit inside the deck, while you still have your channels. Okay? Now this will help as you drip. When you're dripping, ooh, it just stays, man. It just, I tell you, mingia. Oh, man, it's like sucking on fresh titties, baby. Mwah, delicious. Oofa. So, fresh titties, baby. Okay, so, put this on. This is at 0.4 ohms. And you don't have to screw this all the way down. Like I mentioned in my previous video, I kind of leave it like just pretty much widely open. So let's take a vape. Oofa. That's a good vape. Oofa. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to soak it up again. And now we can finish building it. Just want to make sure that it looks good. It's not clogging the holes. Okay. tank on. Bring this down a little bit. Just a little bit more so that there's an opening, enough opening to fill this up with juice. So what I'm going to do is fill up my tank. Filling it up, baby, filling it up. Serial killer is in the house. Come on. A little more. A little more. Shoot. Okay. A little more. Once you think it's full, you can still, a little too much. Dang it, I knew I would have did it right there on that one. Thank God I got my paper towel to the rescue. Shit happens, I tell you. But anyway, let's seal this up. I know people are like, that's why you gotta use a syringe. I'm like, yeah. First time this has happened to me. I'm pretty good at it, but it happens. You know what? It's my brand new Just GG, and it needed a christening, so here it is. It has been christened. Okay? De-virginized. So, okay. Make sure that my air control, my AFCs are completely open. Oh yeah. OOFAAAAAAAA. It's insane. Woo! Like I said, this is an advanced coil build, totally advanced. There it is, baby. Now, if you want another one, first master this one, and maybe I'll show you another 2 or 3 that I have under my sleeve. Oh, man. Great flavor, great taste. I don't know if there's another rebuildable, Addy out there in the market that can beat the flavor that I get off of this device, man. It's just, but it's a different vaping. It's a different way how you vape this a little bit, It's more compressed. I mean, it's not one of those Addies that you'll be blowing like a 357 Bowie, coming out of the anger, This is like, you can adjust this to be a very tight draw, a very loose draw, and it's a tank. I mean, it's also a tank, That's the beauty of this thing. Oh man. And I gotta break in the cotton too. Let me finish opening it up. Oh man. Guys, I'm telling you, get yourself some 28 gauge wire. And like I said, 4 wraps. That's it. Just 4 wraps. You got to do this on a rod. Maybe on a 332 drill bit. Maybe you can do it. Not sure. I haven't done it on a 332. But you need an even rod to do this, to achieve this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it's at 0.4 ohms. I mean, very steady at 0.4, and she is delicious. Oh, very, very delicious. So with that, guys, I'm going to cut this video short. But you know what? You can catch me on tonight live on Vape TV. Yes, I will be there live on Vape TV, 11 o'clock East Coast time. Yep, it'll be my first show coming back finally. Yep, from this move. And I have, as you can see, internet access in cable, baby. Which I'm definitely going to get back into gaming, you know, very, very soon. But this apartment has me busy because I need to finish unpacking and get more stuff. So with that, I'll let you guys go. Live hard and vape hard. OOFAAAAAAAA.